Hey everybody, Ampro Engineering here, and guess what? These tires are dirty, which means I finally took this truck out. So it wasn't the long drive that I was hoping, but it's been very, very rainy up here, and unfortunately I simply haven't had time to go out. So I did take it on a little drive where I would take it back in the day before I made any upgrades to it. There are a few areas in particular where this truck used to get hung up, so I kind of focused on those areas. As you can see, let's tip it over a little tiny bit here. So we have the transmission lift kit that we talked about, which means the motor has been dropped, and the battery is very happily stowed away. If I can tip it back a little more, here in the rear, which has done a couple of things. It has tidied up the battery location, which used to be in this region right here, to improve a bit on the scale appearance. And secondly, it really didn't raise the CG all that much. Again, it used to be beneath the frame rails over here, but in raising the transmission, the drive shaft is now in the way. So I think it overall worked pretty darn well. And the shift servo has also been placed in the rear like we saw in the last episode. What I'm going to focus on is the performance, its ability to actually go over rockier terrain, as well as how it actually performs in first, second, and third gear to make sure that there's no binding in the drive shafts. I've seen several similar lifts that are a little bit higher. Now, I simply don't recommend raising this truck all that much with this kit because I can't tell you how high it can go before the drive shafts bind. What I will tell you is that the lower mounts, it's be a little hard to see here. These lower mounts down here I did remove some time ago because I wanted to drop the truck a bit. So I did replace it with some smaller ones that are also available. So I think enough with me talking, let's take it for a spin.
Please stop doing the thing you're doing. My pulse is racing, you're in my head. I'll be an old man big for my time. A year from now you'll walk the aisle. Did I miss my chance? Did I have one then? What happened that night? Did I get scared? Did I miss my chance? Did I have one then? What happened that night? Did I
Just to show you guys how the shift mechanism does in fact still work, even though I moved it to the rear. I'm going to put it in first. Let's try and show you that. Oh, and there it goes. Hang on. First gear. Stop that. There we go. First gear. All right. Second gear. There we go. It's full speed, by the way. And lastly, third. Oh, I do that again.
You should be evil or maybe neurotic, vapid and shallow, cold to the core.
So we're showing you this right here because it used to get stuck every single time on its skid plate. Try that one more time. And without a problem. All right, once more.
Shallow, cold to the core. Then your charms would bounce right off me like all the others. I see it long before. It's not your fault, it's who you are, and torture's better than nothing at all. Fidelity list, my regretful song. If you'll just stop doing the thing you're doing, cause it's a curse to think you want me to. Did I miss my chance? Did I have one then? What happened that night? Did I get scared? Did I miss my chance? Did I have one then? What happened that night? Did I?
I hope you enjoyed that. It was a roughly 3-hour walk that I went on with my daughter, and the truck drove the entire time. I really wanted to make sure that there was going to be no issue with the binding of the drive shafts, and everything really worked very nicely. I was also in particular of concern to see how the truck would actually navigate over some of that rockier terrain. All of the areas that you saw, this truck was simply unable to navigate before. Many of you out there maybe have these trucks lifted a bit more, or different wheels and tires, which would alter that and possibly make it possible to go over those rocks. This truck I actually lowered a little bit, so I found that this truck historically has had many issues with that. If you are interested in the lift kit, so you're going to need a couple of things. Number one, there is the transmission set, which comes with the trans lift as well as the front case for the motor, which will flip it around and place it in between these front frame rails. That also comes with the necessary spacers if you do want to run the stock body and use this mount right here. Those spacers are also used at the rear when you relocate the battery. In the event you need a little more space on those cross members that hold the battery from the top. That leads me to the second part, which is the entire battery kit. And that comes with your door, the front hinge mount, as well as the rear mount. But remember that you are going to need some additional hardware. Finally, you have the option for the shift servo, and that's just a little added plate. I think you all saw that. That goes way up here in the back. And that would complete your entire kit. As usual, you are going to have to supply your own hardware. Simply, I'm unable to do that using Shapeways. Please let me know below if you have any questions. The part numbers obviously were displayed on screen, but they will also be in the description. And a link to Shapeways is not only up on the screen right now, but will also be in the description. There are some additional upgrades on this truck if anybody is interested. These are brand new from Ampro Engineering. They are a turbine style like wheel. Grill guard is here, and then I've got the rear tube bumper. And I did show you earlier that I have this little drop hitch from RC 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it kind of gets caught on everything, and I forgot to take it off, which I should have done. Nevertheless, it does fit into the Ampro Engineering receiver. This one is nylon. I do have a 3D printed one available in stainless steel. I simply haven't validated it. Stainless steel tends to shrink or expand when it's being printed, so usually it's a little tough to figure that out, and I haven't ironed that out. So I need to figure that out still. But in the meantime, this thing's been towing stuff with this little nylon one, and seems to be doing quite well. And these bumpers do fit all the stock weird little exhaust stuff that this truck came with originally. I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's a little bit short, but don't worry, you'll be seeing a lot more of this truck. Again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please subscribe and like the video. You can also add me on Facebook and Instagram at Ampro Engineering for both. Before you take off, please check out the band Blue Pinto. As usual, they are the ones that graciously allow me to use all of their songs in my videos, and a link to their Facebook page can be found in the credits. Thank you again. I know this has been a long project, and I hope it's been worth it. We will see you next time.